Poopy Pants Phillips, Raimi's Return, Gunn's DCU, CGI Rugrats, The Nanny, DDL Drizzy, a new shared universe? And do you even want an Obi-Wan Season 2?
News dub. Welcome into Scheim time because Goo, for whatever reason, chose to go to Disney World during a hurricane.
How dare
So
he?
Scheim is here, and we hope that Goo doesn't get stuck in Florida, but he actually might. That's a realistic thing that's coming down the line. Speaking of a hurricane of shitstorm, this weekend at the box office, Scheim time,
Amazing.
Joker Folie à bombs, but obviously still comes away at number one. It makes 40 million opening weekend, Scheim, which is less than Morbius made domestically. That is stunning.
Well, it's
Absolutely
probably
stunning.
less entertaining, to be completely honest with you.
Yes, very true. It's at 33% and 31% on Roddy T's. And now all these press releases are coming out from Phillips and from Joaquin Phoenix talking about the movie. Almost feels like they're trying to justify X, Y, and Z. It's damage control essentially, because this movie had a $200 million budget, and I think it's going to struggle to make that back. It's probably going to lose money considering the advertising budget as well. A couple of notes here from their press tour. The original ending for the first movie reportedly was going to be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker carving his face in front of his supporters into a Heath Ledger-like Joker face. But apparently Christopher Nolan nixed that idea because he was still involved with WB then. I don't know why, leave the Heath Ledger Joker alone. Do your own
100%.
thing. I don't know why you'd try to copy that.
Yeah, this is a great job by Nolan. Like, it was the one Joker that had ever purposely carved his face. You don't need to replicate that ever again. This isn't the Heath Ledger Joker. It's completely different. It's actually completely useless. It's just, I don't know why you would even want to do that.
And the whole mystery too, behind Ledger's Joker, is you didn't know how it ended up that way. You don't
Yes.
need to see someone physically carving it. That sort of takes away from the mystique as well.
If you wanted to do something like that, you could have gone straight up Rafiki and just grabbed red paint and smeared it across your face and
Right.
boom, there's this giant smile. But instead, why are you trying to copy something? Come up with your own idea. Be creative.
Yeah. And speaking of ideas, the idea for this movie reportedly came from a dream that Joaquin Phoenix had, and I think that makes sense because the movie's pretty nonsensical. And I don't know if he went to Phillips before they struck a deal for a Joker 2, or if it was greenlit and he was like, "Hey, I have an idea." I don't know, but I don't know if you've seen the movie. Probably not, because no
No,
one
so
has.
I actually have a specific stance on this. I have firmly protested against the Joker and Joker Folie à Deux, even
Love
though I
that.
love Lady Gaga.
Mhm.
I still to this day will turn on the A Star Is Born soundtrack every once in a while because Gaga's
So good.
amazing.
So
But
good.
I refuse to watch this movie. I refuse to watch Joker 1 because this is not the Joker. The
Mhm.
Joker is supposed to be chaos incarnate and just the perfect foil to Batman. So if there's no Batman, there's no Joker. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the conclusion of this movie too, really hammers home that this isn't the Joker, and it just makes you more upset with where they are teasing where they might go. Obviously, I think this Joker universe is dead, but the whole thing, complete
I gotta say,
shitstorm.
I listened to you and Goo's pod on it. I was very proud of Goo for really hammering it with his hot dog score.
Yeah,
It meant a lot to me.
yeah. I was sometimes, because he's obviously a huge Batman and Joker
Yeah,
fan, so I was
huge
worried
nerd.
he was gonna justify things they did, like some of the internet is.
Yep,
But no, he hated it, and he liked it less than me, so that's good.
attaboy.
Coming in at number 2 was The Wild Robot, making 18 million in its second weekend and surpassing 100 million worldwide. I think I'm going to go see that this week. It has 98 on Roddy T's. Everyone's loving this movie.
Yeah, so my guy Fitzy told me he absolutely loved it. I think he went and saw it with his kids or something because it's also a book.
Okay,
And he went and saw it and he said it was tremendous. So
that's awesome.
I will probably wait for it to hit digital, but once it does, I will check it out
That's
100%.
good to hear. Good to hear. Finishing in third is Beetlejuice with 10 million, surpassing 400 million worldwide. And for some reason, it's also hitting digital today. It's out. It's rentable. If you missed it in the theaters, you can catch it at home. In
It's that
fourth,
pre-Halloween boost they want for the digital
right?
views, which I'll
Smart,
probably check it
actually.
out again.
Yeah,
I went and saw it. I enjoyed it. It's a movie that is what it is. It's
yeah.
just fun and enjoyable. I'm in.
very enjoyable. And fourth was Transformers 1 with 5 million, and it's about to hit 100 million worldwide. I'm probably waiting to home streaming for this one. It just
Yeah.
is not enough there to grab me, but also it's doing well with its reviews. Another one of note here, Megalopolis in its second week falls to 10th with 1 million, and it's up to 8 million overall on a $120 million budget.
Yikes. Yeah, like for a movie that's so star-studded, you would expect it to have been, I don't know, semi good.
Yeah, it seems like for a movie that's 20 years in the making and the director is what 85 years old, it seems like this maybe should be his last hurrah.
Probably.
News dump. Sam Raimi is back, rumored or maybe back, rumored to be directing Doctor Strange 3. And I gotta say, I know Sam Raimi is beloved. There's a lot of our listeners that are Raimi fans. I think he did such a poor job with Doctor Strange 2 that
Yeah.
this shouldn't even be in consideration. So this has me a little worried for what Marvel is doing, Feige is doing in their decision making.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of very much very tepid on Marvel overall over the last few years now, it feels like. And Multiverse of Madness stunk. Like it wasn't that good. And Raimi just he lost his fastball, right? Like he
Yeah.
was great. He was one of those pitchers probably in the steroid era. He came in, he was hot, he was killing it, and then since then he's fallen off a little bit. It is what it is. He's like Aaron Rodgers. He might not be quite as good as he once was.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I feel like now that it's multiversal, you have to really nail these crossover movies like this one might be, and I don't think Raimi's capable of doing it. And we saw,
Agreed.
and I think maybe he was set up for failure with the movie being called Multiverse of Madness, and we really only saw two universes. I don't think he's capable of making it work. So hopefully that's not the case. News dub. Frank Grillo enters James Gunn's DCU. Gunn confirms that he's going to appear as Rick Flag Sr. in the upcoming Superman movie. And he's also going to be taking part in Peacemaker Season 2. So I like Frank Grillo. I think that's pretty good casting. I guess maybe that'll be some flashback stuff. I don't know. So the whole Peacemaker Season 1 being in both universes is pretty confusing because Rick Flag exists in the Peacemaker Season 1 universe, but
Mhm.
going forward, I don't think he does Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag. So the timing of this is a little confusing, but I'm in on Frank Grillo.
Yeah, I love Frank Grillo. He was Crossbones in the Marvel universe, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big Grillo guy. I think he's good. He's kind of typecast at this point,
Hmm.
but I'm into it. I'm down for him to be part of the universe.
And it makes me wonder if Peacemaker Season 2 is going to be pretty vital to or connect to a lot of things in
Yeah. Especially
the
Superman in
right.
particular.
Right. It's gonna be it's interesting to note that he said he'll be a primary character in both. So news dump. New Rugrats movie is on the horizon, just announced, and this is pretty interesting. It's going to be a mix of live action and CGI. So all the adult characters, actual actors. The babies, the children, are going to be CGI'd, and I don't know. I don't know how I
So is it
feel
gonna
about
be
that.
like a Sonic movie where like everything's live action except for like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully the
Huh.
CGI is better than that.
Yeah,
Hopefully they look human, but this is going to be weird.
I'm kind of into it though. Like, I mean, it may just be the nostalgia talking because I loved the Rugrats, but
Mm-hmm.
I would give it a shot. I would give it a chance.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I wonder, like, I don't know, like, uh, ho for me, obviously, you can't have babies acting, and you're not gonna be able to cast, little people in the roles, but
Yeah.
it almost makes me think, like, why would you even go live action for it? It doesn't it's very confusing. I
Yeah,
my
you just
my
make another animated movie or something. Maybe
my
update
brain
the animation. It's not that
yeah,
hard.
my brain is breaking thinking about it, so I think that's 2 years away. News dub. Studios out of touch, Scheim. Apparently, all the major studios are assembling superfan focus groups to assess various materials for a franchise project to avoid social media
What
backlash.
are we doing?
And they were quoted as saying, or someone was quoted as saying, they will just tell us if you do that, fans are going to retaliate. It's in If it's early enough and the movie isn't finished yet, we can make those kinds of changes.
Like, I get it. Like the age of social media makes things difficult, but at the same time, you can't just like kowtow to public opinion. And a small focus group of super fans are not going to speak for the majority a lot of the time either. Like that's the thing. Like uh, if you had, when it came out to Snyder Cut, right? If you had grabbed a small focus group of the original Justice League fans, are like, yeah, give me the Snyder Cut. But half of us didn't need it. We don't
Right.
need it.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't know, man. I just make your movies and make them good. That's all I care about.
I'm just stunned that like these studios are so out of touch that they're on the verge of doing this. Like I don't know how you don't have people in certain positions that can tell you this or key you off, or maybe they do, and the one voice isn't good enough, and so they need 100. I don't.
Well,
It's
so my
stunning
thing
to
is
me.
I constantly am asking people if companies have focus groups because it feels like they don't. Like when
Right.
you look at like when a team comes out with a new logo or a new
Mm,
jersey design, never feels like they went through a focus group.
it's so
But
true.
like now all of a sudden you want a super fan focus group? Give me a focus group because you need multiple opinions. You don't need the
Yes.
opinions of one small sect of people.
Totally agree. I think it defeats the purpose of a focus group
Correct.
to assemble just super fans. You want all of the opinions, the whole gauntlet of opinions to really mold what you should be doing.
And
And
hit the sweet spot.
yeah, exactly. It's amazing to me that these, like for example, Joker. First of all, they never screen tested Joker, which was a mistake. But you're pouring $200 million into that plus marketing and advertising, and you don't have a group of people or a couple people assigned to monitor like what the feedback might be. It's just I don't know. It seems like a massive oversight.
Insanity.
News dump. The nanny named Fran Drescher. I haven't seen her in anything since maybe the nanny. So this was more for Goo because this is. Are you a part of what's the SAG? Are you a SAG member?
No, I am not. I am
Okay,
not.
I
I'm
know
not that
some.
cool.
Yeah, some stations require. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Goo, a SAG member, the president of SAG is Fran Drescher. She's making a return in Josh Safdie's table tennis movie titled Marty Supreme, which is funny, but also she's going to be playing Timothy Chalamet's mother in the movie. So
Hmm.
that's a real movie that's coming down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I would say overall, Safdie does a relatively decent job, right? Like maybe, sort of.
I I table tennis movie. I almost feel like it's so ridiculous.
I
I have to be in.
Well, yeah, because what was there was the old was it Great Balls of Fire? Was that
Yeah,
the old
yeah,
movie? Yeah.
yeah,
So like if we're going like kind of spoofy table tennis movie,
yeah.
I'm in.
That could work. That could certainly work. News dump. DDL Drizzy, one of my least favorite actors.
DDL Drizzy.
By the way, Goo would not have gotten that headline, so I'm glad you did.
I got you.
Daniel Day-Lewis, who likes to act in movies no one wants to watch, is officially ending his retirement from acting after 7 years.
That was a
He
long
will be,
retirement.
yeah, he will be returning for his son's directorial debut called Anemone,
Anemone?
anemone, like
Like
an
like
opposite of a sea anemone,
like
an
yeah, like in
anemone.
an anemone
That's a
anemone
hard word to say.
and okay, so anemone is a plant,
Oh,
a genus of flowering plants in the buttercup family.
okay. And reportedly, DDL co-wrote this movie, and the
Okay.
film is going to explore intricate relationships between fathers, sons, and brothers. So, strikes me as another movie that Daniel Day Lewis is starring in that I will not see.
100%. He'll probably win an Oscar for it, and that's
Yeah,
good for him. Happy for him.
right. Yeah. Credit to DDL. News dump. Here's maybe the best news of the week. I'm super excited for this. We love a shared universe.
Always.
An Abbott Elementary and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover is officially in the works. Now, I'm like 3 seasons behind on Sunny. They're in like season 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
I just started watching Abbott Elementary a few months ago. It's pretty good, pretty
It's
enjoyable.
good. I like it. My girlfriend likes it a lot more than I do, but I
Mhm.
enjoy it. And this to me screams similar to what they did with New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where it's
Mm,
like a 2 episode crossover event. I
yeah.
loved it. I thought it was great. So I'm always into a good crossover.
And because Abbott Elementary has such a different crowd, I'm
Yes.
really interested how the Sunny humor plays up to that Abbott
I
Elementary
need
crowd.
to see Danny DeVito in the school, is what I
Yeah,
need.
working as like a janitor or something.
Yes. Yeah, just reprise his Beetlejuice role.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's gonna be fun to look forward to. News dump. Vought Rising updates. The boys spinoff is I think it's coming out next year. I'm not really sure. I haven't been monitoring this too much. But Aya Cash, who played Stormfront in season 2, says the scripts she's read for this prequel, Vought Rising, are insanely good, and the origins of Soldier Boy and Stormfront are going to be played out in this show, and it's going to follow a murder mystery set in the 1950s.
Yeah, so I gotta tell you, I am one of the few people out here that have missed out on The Boys. When it first came out and I first tried to get into it, I couldn't do it. But
Mhm.
now having seen what it's grown into, I also love Jensen Ackles. So
Yes, yes.
I need to this is one of my kind of to-do lists here as the year goes on, is
Yep.
to really kind of dive into The Boys and really kind of get into this.
Yeah, so Jensen Ackles is in season 3. They kinda season 4 just took place. They're basically bringing him back for season 5, not to spoil anything, but, he's gonna play a major role in the conclusion of that series, and obviously this will be the prequel featuring him. I gotta say, he was unbelievable in season 3. So
He's
good.
so good. I think
Yeah.
he is highly underrated as an actor. I wish it's just because he was on Supernatural for like 25 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm glad to see him branching out now.
Were you a Supernatural fan?
Huge Supernatural.
Okay.
I am a diehard Supernatural
So
fan.
the creator of that show is the
Eric
Boys
Kripke.
creator as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So you'll probably will like the Boys once you settle into it, I'm guessing. News dump. All right. This is the most confusing news of the week for me. Ewan McGregor reveals they are currently exploring ideas for Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. I thought the whole point of season 1 and the whole idea of the show was to let McGregor have a few more, a little bit more run as Obi-Wan and to fill in a little bit of the gap before the first movie, which is what that did. You got a couple good Darth Vader scenes on the show. I thought on the whole, I thought the show kind of sucked outside of the Darth Vader scenes.
Yeah.
Little Leia was not good. I just don't know, because they've sort of cornered themselves. There's like no room to play with for an Obi-Wan story, at least for Ewan McGregor age Obi-Wan. So I don't really know where they could possibly go with this.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I've gotten some Star Wars fatigue.
Mm,
I don't think they need this. I don't think I want to see all I want to see is lightsabers. If you could promise me lightsaber
100%.
fights, I'm in. Otherwise, I'm a hard pass.
Yeah, so he McGregor went on to talk about how he wants to wear his Clone Wars armor and have more flashbacks with Hayden Christensen as Anakin. And so I think that's kind of cool, but like how do you turn that into a show like just built on Clone Wars flashbacks? I'd rather just go back and watch the Clone Wars again.
100%. Like, yeah. If you want to give me more fights between him and Vader, go be my guest.
Sure.
Outside of that, like, just leave it alone. Leave it
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, this is and also coming off of what didn't play that well. What was the name of the Star Wars show that just happened that I liked that no one else liked? All right,
The Acolyte.
Acolyte. So I enjoyed it. Most people didn't. I don't know why you would like think about going down this path, considering the fans are almost revolting at this point, sort of to
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Give new stories. Like, there's
Yeah.
a lot of characters. Like, the Star Wars universe is so big that like you can just give other stories. Like, there's so many different Sith characters that you could go to. There's so many different Jedi characters you could use. You don't need to just continue to revolve around the story of Obi-Wan and the Skywalkers and these
Yeah, we
people. Like,
keep playing in the same 30-year window.
yeah, like, branch the F out. It's not that hard. Like, there's a tons of source material. Use
Mhm.
it.
Please do. Please
Please,
do.
God.
And that's part of the reason why I like the Acolyte, because it was new characters and there was nothing. I had no
Exactly.
expectations going in, and yes, it did falter to a point, but maybe that's why they are like, all right, maybe we got to go back to what we
No.
know best.
Stop. Stop. You're beating a dead horse. Stop it.
Yes. News dump. Pinguino Minuto. The Penguin episode 3 was on HBO this past Sunday night. Have you been watching this show, Scheim?
So I haven't. My plan for this is I live in an age now where I can't watch week to week episodes.
Love
I
that.
need to binge it all. So I am
Mhm.
waiting until the season is complete, and then I 100% plan on binging it. Already convinced my girlfriend to watch it with me since she watched the Batman.
Yeah.
So we will be watching this, but this is a binge for me at the end.
So basically, the first 2 episodes were a lot of like setup for what's coming in the pipeline. And this third episode, they really laid the groundwork for what I think I'm hoping. So Oz is like right hand man. I think there's going to be some trouble between the two
Nice little
there.
tension.
Yeah, so I'm liking it. The acting's great. Kristen Miliotti's been
Oh, love her.
unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to figuring out how this finishes. And I know they said Batman's not going to appear, but I'm hoping we get a little more, like some other characters maybe that'll
Yeah.
pop up. News dump, The Witching Hour, Agatha All Along, or whatever the fuck this show is called. Episode 4 is this past week, and I gotta say, the first 3 episodes I really enjoyed. It's been a little bizarre. 4th episode was terrible, was not good. So
That's not great.
no, I think this is 8 episodes, so we got 4 left. I think it's, I don't know. I don't even know. But Marvel shows have been doing this consistently. Start out strong, and then the middle's terrible, and then they try to redeem it by the end.
WandaVision is the perfect example of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this has been, kind of hokey fun to a certain point, but I think we're all starting to wonder, all right, what are we actually going to do with this? Where are we going? There's been some Wanda teases and some other connections, but I gotta say, episode 4 is pretty fucking terrible. News dump. All right, Scheim. Thank you for filling in.
My pleasure.
This week, I have no idea what I'm going to do at the end of the week. Goo's probably still going to be stranded in Florida. You got anything in your pipeline? Anything you want to tease?
No, nothing. I'm on the radio 7 days a week nowadays. So if you're
Busy man.
Yeah, if you're driving around in your car on Saturday afternoons, probably turn on EEI. I'll be on at some point. Sunday mornings, 10 to 1, WEEI pregame show. Outside of that, man, just grinding away, doing the old thing,
Love that.
And if you decide you wanted to do a Pokemon episode of anything later in the week, you let me know. I'm your guy.
You know what I've been really falling into? My whole FYP on TikTok is people ripping old Pokemon packs. Have you seen the guy? Should I open it or should I keep it sealed?
Yeah,
love that. Love that guy. It's awesome.
And he's like, of course I'm gonna open it.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know. I know you're a big Pokemon fan. Do you collect any of the cards or anything like that?
So I have some. I actually literally just bought some the other day. I don't know where I put them. Oh, they're literally right here. So see, I literally just bought some. Every once in a while, I'll just buy some packs and rip them because I love the cards. I love the games. I also have a giant Snorlax pillow stuffed animal here.
Love that.
I got a couple other Pokemon ones as well over here. So
grinding. A bit of an addictive personality over here. So
same.
I am so close to buying packs, and I know the minute I buy 2 packs, I'm gonna
buy 100.
I know.
So behind the Snorlax, propping him up is all of one of the versions of packs that they sell are called Elite Trainer boxes. Okay. And so you get like 9 packs in a box plus promo cards. And there's probably 11 boxes back there that are propping Snorlax up that I've bought over the years. I'll just go through spurts where I'm like, I need to just go buy packs.
Yeah.
And then luckily it'll fade away. And but yeah.
Yeah, I'm still chasing the high. I think it was 98 or 99. My uncle bought me 4 packs, and in my first 2 holographics were Charizard and Chansey.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it was a first edition Charizard,
yeah,
but one of my first 2 holos were Charizard. So I've been chasing that high now for 25 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm such a Pokemon dork. It's ridiculous, but I don't care. I embrace the hell out of it.
Yeah, I got to go to Target today too. Now I feel like I'm definitely going to buy one of those tins of packs.
So do yourself a favor. Just grab like the single pack, $5, rip it. Get the adrenaline rush and be like, all right, I can at least, I've held myself over for now for a couple weeks.
I also was a Magic the Gathering guy back in the day too.
Ooh, okay. I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, big Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
Yeah.
It's time to duel.
All right, Scheim, thanks for filling in. We'll keep you guys updated on the internet if Goose survives the hurricane. News dump.